All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to crack the code on something we all deal with every single day, our own behavior. We're going to explore the hidden signs that's secretly pulling all the strings behind our everyday actions.
Wow, okay, that's a pretty intense way to start, right? But here's the thing, so much of what we do, from our tiniest little habits to our biggest struggles, is all being guided by these powerful, totally predictable forces just under the surface. It kind of makes you wonder if our sense of control is more of an illusion than we like to admit. And see, all those little things you think are just you being you, they aren't random quirks at all. They're actually predictable patterns. And today we're going to decode the science behind them. We're going to peel back the curtain and see exactly why we do the things we do. And nope, it's not magic. It's just some really fascinating neuroscience. Okay, first up, our unconscious social mirror. Let's talk about all the stuff we do without even thinking, especially when we're with other people. It's almost like we're all carrying around this invisible mirror, just reflecting everyone else's behavior, and we have no idea we're even doing it. Think about it. You've totally done this, right? You see someone yawn, and boom, suddenly you have to yawn too. Or you're talking to a friend, they cross their arms, and a minute later you look down and realize, wait, I'm doing the exact same thing. What is up with that? Well, there's actually a name for it. Scientists call it the chameleon effect. It's basically our brain's automatic, completely unconscious habit of mirroring the people we're interacting with. It's like this little predictable dance your brain is running in the background, and you're not even aware it's happening. And let me tell you, this is way more than just being polite. It's a survival tool that's been wired into us for ages. See, by mimicking each other, we build social bonds, we create empathy, and that leads to group cohesion. For our ancient ancestors, sticking together like that was literally a matter of life and death. It's your brain's super fast shortcut to signal, hey, I'm on your team, we're good. So, isn't that fascinating? Our brains have these amazing built-in programs for connecting with people. But here's the question. If our brain is so good at syncing up with everyone else, why does it so often feel like it's at war with itself? Especially when you're just trying to get stuff done. And that brings us right to our next big topic, the procrastination paradox. Oh yeah, we're going there. It's that feeling we all know so well. You know exactly what you should be doing, but you just can't. So here's the biggest myth we need to clear up right now. Procrastination isn't about being lazy. It's not a character flaw. What's really happening is a biological battle inside your head. It's a full-on neurological civil war. Okay, so picture this civil war. In one corner, you've got your prefrontal cortex. Let's call it the planner. This is the part of your brain that's all about long-term goals and consequences, the responsible adult. But in the other corner, you have the limbic system. Think of this as the toddler. The toddler doesn't care about next week. It wants what feels good, and it wants it now. And guess who usually throws the biggest tantrum? This whole battle is fueled by a principle called temporal discounting. It sounds complicated, but the idea is actually super simple. Our brains are hardwired to put a much higher value on rewards we can get right now, compared to rewards we have to wait for. The further off that reward is in the future, the less real and the less valuable it feels to us. Just think about it. That awesome feeling of accomplishment you'll get from finishing that big project next month, it feels kind of fuzzy, right? It's not real yet. But the little dopamine hit from watching just one more funny video, that's immediate. It's right here. It's tangible. And in that moment, the toddler brain wins. It's almost always going to choose the comfort of now over the reward of later. Okay, so we've seen how our brains handle connecting with others and how they fight with themselves. But what's the master program running the whole show? Well, it turns out your brain's most fundamental job is to be a prediction engine. And this is a really huge idea to wrap your head around. Your brain isn't just sitting there passively taking in the world like a camera. No, it's constantly, actively guessing what's going to happen next. It makes a prediction, and then it just checks reality to see if it was right. It's always trying to fill in the blanks before it even has all the information. So what's a major side effect of having a prediction machine living in your skull? Well, it is desperate to find patterns in everything. It craves order. It needs to make the world feel predictable. And it's so desperate, in fact, that if it can't find a real pattern, it'll just make one up. This is explained perfectly by something called the Texas sharpshooter fallacy. Just picture this. A guy takes a rifle and just fires it randomly all over the side of a barn. Then he walks up to the barn, looks for the tightest cluster of bullet holes he can find, and draws a bullseye right around it. See? To anyone else who comes along, he looks like an expert marksman. Our brains do this constantly. We see a bunch of random events, and then we create a neat little story or pattern around them after the fact to make it all make sense.
All right, we've talked about mimicking people, we've talked about procrastination, and we've talked about our brain's tendency to invent patterns. Let's bring it all home and see if we can finally crack our own code.
So, what's the big connection here? What does unconsciously copying your friend have to do with putting off your work, which seems to have nothing to do with seeing faces in the clouds? How do these all link up? Here it is. They are all side effects of the exact same system. They all come from your brain's number one job, to predict and simplify the world. It mimics people to predict social outcomes, like acceptance. It focuses on the now to simplify your choices down to what's easiest. And it invents patterns to simplify the chaotic random world into something that feels predictable and safe. And this is the most important part. You can't just switch these systems off, right? They're part of your basic operating system. But just by understanding the code, just by knowing the rules of the game your brain is playing, you instantly become a smarter player. You can start to see it happening, and maybe, just maybe, you can start to make more conscious choices instead of just running on autopilot. So, I'll leave you with this question. Now that you know some of the hidden rules of the game, what are you going to do differently? What will you choose to pay a little more attention to today? The choice, as always, is yours.